Now, this is a concept that a lot of people don't know. See, before all these hormones that I've talked about, even people who are not doctors know about it quite a bit, specifically the IT crowd who is well educated, they're well read. But now these are some hormones that I've added in specifically because not much is known about them, not much is talked about them, and everyone is now into food fads. So I thought I'll talk about these. The important intestinal regulatory hormones that also are going to affect weight. First thing that I'll talk about is something called as ghrelin. Ghrelin is basically a hunger hormone. It is secreted by the stomach and it sends a signal to the brain telling you that you are hungry. Whereas leptin is a satiety hormone. Leptin is going to tell you to stop eating. Okay, so let's just talk about them for 5 minutes and then we'll get done with the round. Okay, so we have ghrelin. Like I told you, ghrelin is produced by the gut. It increases your appetite. It is lowered with aerobic activity and it is disturbed by poor sleep. So very, very, very important. People who are trying to lose weight, who are actively exercising but not getting enough sleep might not lose as much as weight as they want because we're going to have an increase in the ghrelin hormone. And every time you think of food, you get hungry. That is because of ghrelin. Leptin. So leptin is produced by the fat cells. Like I said, leptin is a satiety hormone. It tells your body that enough is enough, stop eating, we have enough sugar, we have enough fat stores, etc. Leptin is produced by fat cells. That is very important to know. Leptin production is improved by omega-3 fatty acids. That is also very important to know. And high leptin levels are associated with insulin resistance. So if you have an adequate fat store or you have around 10% body fat, which is probably what the ideal body fat percent is, you have enough of leptin to tell you that you are eating enough or satiety is there. But we have something called as a starvation response because of the fad foods that are now there, intermittent fasting or 24-hour fasting that people do. What happens is if there is a sudden fall in your body fat, so there's going to be a sudden fall in leptin level. So like I told you, we have something called as a starvation response in the body. So starvation is when you are going to deprive yourself of food. There's going to be a rapid fall in your leptin. And same thing will be happen if there's sudden weight loss. There will be a rapid reduction in your fat, which is going to be a temporary reduction, but there will be a rapid reduction. So leptin levels will fall. Once leptin levels fall, the body is no longer having satiety. So the body wants to eat. So you will have a rebound binge eating and all that fat will be regained. But now the body knows that it has undergone starvation. So the body is going to obviously protect itself. It's going to build up even more fat stores to prevent future bouts of such starvation. If you have rapid weight loss, again, leptin levels fall drastically and it's going to trigger the starvation response. So fat foods particularly are doing this. So initially, although you might get very, very good results with a particular type of fasting, 24-hour fasts done twice a week, etc., there will be a rebound increase in weight once you go back to normal diet. We come to what is the hormonal action on leptin. So we have other hormones also that are basically going to act on leptin. We have glucocorticoids, I've just mentioned, the cortisol or the stress hormone, insulin and estrogens. They increase leptin levels, whereas an adrenergic stimulation or a stress is going to reduce leptins. This is basically the body's mechanism. Most importantly is if all these hormones are in check, are in homeostasis, are not going haywire, leptin levels will be maintained. You will not want to eat excessively and weight, body fat percent should be maintained. Very, very, very important to know is growth hormone is a hormone that is secreted in everyone in small quantities even after you stop growing. And melatonin, which is the circadian rhythm regulator, as in the sleep-wake pattern regulating hormone. These are usually released during sleep and they act on leptin. So if you get adequate sleep, if you're not stressed, you're going to have regular leptin levels. They will not fluctuate between high and low and weight can be maintained. The take-home message of this talk is that we need to keep our hormones happy. Next slide, please. So how can we keep them happy? Firstly, have a regular balanced diet. Avoid fat foods. We need moderate regular exercise because that is going to keep specifically it will build up your testosterone levels. It will not build them up to a point that you're going to get hormone imbalance, but it will keep it higher. It will prevent fat deposition. It will increase your basal metabolic rate. Try and avoid stress in order to keep all the hormones in check. Stress is inevitable in today's world, but we can try and control it by having a little bit of peaceful thoughts in the morning on waking up, meditating a little bit. Very important is adequate sleep. 8 hours undisturbed sleep is ideal. And omega-3 fatty acid intake, which is important because omega-3 fatty acids are a precursor for the other hormones in the body. If we try and follow these, of course, it's easy to say and difficult to do, but if we try and follow these on a regular basis, I think our hormones should be in check and we won't have a swinging or a yo-yoing of our hormones. And therefore, the weight fluctuations that we experience in today's world will be reduced.